welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam, and today the featured deck comes by special request of our esteemed editor here, or content coordinator, I guess, at StarCityGames.com, Cedric Phillips. This is Matsugan's all-in Devoted Druid combo deck that Cedric has apparently been having a blast playing on Magic Online the last few days, since Matsugan won a recent Modern Challenge with it. I featured an early version of this deck by the same player about a year ago, but since then he's made some updates, most notably Dominaria's Adventurous Impulse. Definitely a great card for the deck to improve its consistency, and we'll see how much better the deck is. As far as this hand goes, it looks pretty good to me. It's a little slow. Yeah, it's a little slow, because but it should be able to assemble the combo hopefully by turn 3 or 4. So I'm gonna keep. What we're gonna do is lead on the bauble and check the top card of my deck, and if it's bad, I will Commune or Adventurous Impulse, and if it's good, I'll just play the Conjurer's Bauble. So let's do that. And bauble myself. And it's Vizier of Remedies. Well, that is one that I want. So let's just play bauble. And now we just have to find Devoted Druid and something to do with Devoted Druid, or with the combo. This puts a card from my graveyard, so I'll get the bauble back. The Mishra's Bauble, I guess I should say. I am no longer deterministic when I say the word bauble. And we'll see what our opponent is up to. Razorverge Thicket is a good sign. Ugh. I'm not sure what deck plays those two cards, but I am not too happy to see Judge's Familiar when I'm on a hand of all cheap spells and an ETB tapped land. Okay, we find another Traverse. So I'm going to play a Traverse on my next turn. Oh, there is an actual land. So why don't I play that? And we can Commune. I'll lead on the one that takes that's most restrictive. Hopefully I find a devoted. Oh, Wild Canter is not the best. Those can go in any order. And yeah, I guess I'll just play the Canter rather than the Traverse. Next turn I'll play Hall and Adventurous Impulse. So right now I have Sorcery Artifact. I can put Creature in with the Canter. I guess I could get land with the Horizon Canopy too. So I can get one of these Traverses to find a Devoted Druid, but I also need to find something to do with it. The good news is my opponent is likely a deck with very little interaction if they have Razorverge Thicket, Judge's Familiar as their opening. But if I fall too far behind, they'll be able to leave that interaction up. No play here. Oh, that is a thing. Okay, let's cast Adventurous Impulse. See what my opponent does. If they tap out next turn, they should be dead. I guess I get a Street Wraith. This can go in any order, so cycle this. That's the third card type. And that's actually the 4th. So now both my traverses are online. So let's just play this Hall. And I guess we can attack for 1. That attack is irrelevant. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird scenario where I want to pop this Canopy. But I think we should have it next turn, provided our opponent we might even have it through a removal spell. So we're gonna have access to 5 mana. Devoted Druid with haste is essentially free, which means Vizier, Traverse, Druid pays for everything. But I guess if they preemptively make me pay 1 more for the Traverse, then I don't get there. Selesnya Charm. Definitely not a good card against me, but to each their own. Hoping they just tap out here. That would be the most convenient outcome. It would make it quite easy. Maybe. I don't really know what our opponent is doing. That is fine. I would like to get my basic. Okay. That is a bit of a confusing play, but that Pact of Negation should lock it up. Now I can counter whatever piece of interaction they have. So play Devoted Druid. And this is still turn 4 because I got to land off the path. So about what I thought. Took me a little while to find the pieces, but we were able to find everything, so not bad. Looks like they have a second path, which makes sense given how aggressive they were with the first one. And let's counter it. So this should be just about it. This will actually be a 4th type. I don't even need to crack this fetch land. But I guess they're going to make me. Just doing their due diligence here. And pay green. Okay, so now we'll make a bajillion mana and just traverse for a Walking Ballista, and we'll see if they make us play it out. I'm going to need to do something anyway to get a land in the graveyard. This might stop us from the hassle of traversing. I guess not. And Walking Ballista. I think they're going to make us play this out. So we need 32 mana to okay. And 4, isn't this fun? I don't really know. Like, my clock is not going to be an issue. I have 20 minutes left. This does not seem like a good spot to make me play it out. I'm pretty sure this combo is impossible to misclick. Okay. Yeah, they figured it out. I sequenced it in a way that I showed them everything up front, hoping to get the concession earlier. And what is going on? There we go. Okay. A minute there, I was afraid Moto might bug and I wouldn't be able to actually sideboard. Not sure what I'm supposed to do against a deck that I'm not sure what they have. What could they have? I guess is the thing to ask, the question. And I don't know, but whatever they do have, it's going to be a creature. So maybe I just want to bring in these paths. I think Stirrings is the worst cantrip. Because it doesn't actually find any of the combo pieces. I'm honestly a little surprised to see 4 Stirrings and only 2 communes. I guess if maybe sometimes you just need to find lands. But I don't know. This seems like the thing to do. I don't think Postmortem Lunge is very good because I don't expect to have a creature in the graveyard. I guess I can put Devoted Druid in the graveyard in response to a path, so that's good. So maybe 1 is fine. Okay, I'll just have some paths in. I assume whatever thing they have to stop me is a creature. Well, this hand is really good if I draw a land. I guess not really good. It still does a turn 3. I should just mulligan this in a post-board game. This one I guess I'll keep and hope to find a land, and there it is. And it's a fetch land, which goes well with these baubles. This is another slowish hand, and I don't have a haul, which is problematic. I guess Stirrings finds haul, and that's probably important. This is not on the list of cards I would have guessed was in my opponent's deck. So, let's get a little scrying going. That is a post-mortem lunge. That is not a card I'm interested in. And I guess I will play an Adventurous Impulse and see what's going on. There's Haul, Horizon Canopy, and Path Exile, and I will certainly take the Haul. Let's go in any order. Let's cast this. And I guess I'll upkeep, look at their top card. See if I might get a glimpse of a Path to Exile, since I have no other way to manipulate my deck. And I do see a path. Wow, I am smart. Just the smartest. Okay, let's see if this figure gets leveled. Kings? I do not know what my opponent is doing. But I guess it's a thing. I know my opponent has a path in hand. Hopefully they get, yeah, they're getting really conservative. They definitely can't die next turn. I don't have a haul in play, so I would just be tapping out while I can. Okay, another cantrip. Okay, Pact is great. Let's cycle this. I really want a third land here because you need 2 colored mana to play. Okay, then there it is, to play Druid into Vizier. Now the card I'm missing is actually Vizier. I have 4 card types, so a Traverse will get me there. But that is what I'm missing. Jeez, Mana Tithe. Wow. Okay. Now we could be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah. Mana Tithe, one of my favorite cards. Now they judge us familiar. This could also get awkward. We got a little bit of time. This is okay. This is for anything, but I'd really like to avoid paying through. Oh, jeez. Well, now we're getting thin on time because these familiars both clock me and make my pact awkward. So, yeah, I'm just gonna pass. It could be in a bit of trouble. Definitely gonna pop the canopy on their end step. Ugh. Yeah, they draw more cards. They still haven't made a 3rd land drop, which is weird. It's pretty good for us because they have to hold up a mana for Path, so it really stops them from developing further. Rebound Crag, so we're a budget kind of deck over here. Got a budget mana base. But now we know they have red, which I didn't know before. I don't really know what their deck is doing. And that's not a good draw. Don't want to really shock myself. If they path, whatever, I won't have another land. Fine by me. I'm just going to try to trade this path for a Judge's Familiar. Yeah, because getting one of those out off the battlefield is important. I have exactly enough mana to play through one. Let's see, I assume they have something to follow up now on 3 mana and on all 3 colors. The Mana Tithe, though, is a beating. Would you like to sacrifice a familiar? We will see. I guess not. Interesting. This is actually not good for us. I really wanted them to sacrifice one of those familiars. Because now if they sack both on a Summoner's Pact, I'm not going to be able to go off. And I can't really go off twice because of Summoner's Pact and Hall. They drew another land here, so now they really get to develop. Probably have to rip it this turn and hope they don't sniff out the correct play with Familiar. That is perfect. Oh, that's actually not good. Now I can't beat the path. Oh, man. Wait, but... Oh, no, but I have enough mana to just pact and Postmortem Lunge. Okay, so I think I still have it. I packed, I play Devoted Druid, I tap it for green, I play Vizier, and yeah, I guess I need to just hope they don't sacrifice a familiar here. And if they do, I can just let that happen and then hope to draw a land next turn. Oh, yeah. Okay, so they let this happen. Devoted Druid. This thing has haste. I think we're doing it. I think we are doing it. So we can use the pack to bait them into tapping their last mana for the Shusher. So that'll stop a second path from being good. Oh, I guess they can counter pack. Oh no, they can counter the Postmortem Lunge. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't. I think I screwed this up. Yeah, I definitely screwed this up. Huh. I guess there was no real way for me to win then. Maybe I can bait the familiars with this pact. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Let's just see if they screw up, I guess. Yep, that taps that. So let's just untap this. Yeah, make another green. Tap this. We're close. Very close. But the Shusher did enough. And now, even if I can't get both the familiars off with this pact. And yeah, they just let it resolve anyway. I don't think I could have won this game. Very close. That Mana Tithe is really good. Our opponent's deck is very strange, but has a lot of weird things to interact with us. Oh, I blew this pact. I can't even win now. I was trying to they just. I was trying to bait it, thinking that I could win, but you need something to actually win the game with. So even to hope they screw up, I needed to have the. I needed to have the other pact in hand. I sort of gave up on that game. So one Postmortem Lunge actually came in handy there because of Devoted Druid's ability to put itself in the graveyard. I kind of still want some removal spells because of Shusher. Shusher making path uncounterable is a big problem. So we actually do need removal for that. So I think I'm just going to stay sideboarded how I am. And hope the paths are good enough. I would like to play first. And with no colored mana, this hand is not keepable. This hand is a potential turn 2 kill if we can find the Vizier. So Definite keep. Do not want this forest. Opponent keeps 7. We can have turn 2 kill with counter backup if we rip the Vizier. If not, we got plenty of cantrips to help dig towards it. I'll probably throw away a bunch of life just to pop this canopy on end step with the Hall. That's interesting. Now I'm kind of interested in just running out this Devoted Druid and forcing him to maybe use a path early and getting myself some more mana that way. I guess this wasn't a turn 2 kill, actually. Yeah. Okay. I have a Devoted Druid with haste. Looks like they have a path. Well, that is fine. Oh, they have a Mana Tithe. Okay, that's worse. I guess I could have tried to just not play into a Mana Tithe. I don't know. How do you... Can't just put yourself off an entire turn because of the threat of Force Spike. It's just one of those cards that gets you when it gets you. Voice of Resurgence is perfectly fine. Another Hall is pretty bad because these are legendary lands. Okay, pass the turn. So not the best of draw steps so far. And they have Keen Sense on the Voice to keep the gas coming. It's a nice little combo, force them to interact on your turn. Don't get your aura blown out. Do they have a third land? They are probably holding up another path, so let's draw some cards. We are now going to need to find another land to land the combo, but I think digging and potentially getting cantrips earlier is more important. Now I guess getting the Ballista now means the second pack can find Wild Cantor. So I still now just need the Vizier. I now don't need another land. But it's not great. Vizier is the hardest combo piece to find because Pack doesn't find it. And we're quickly running out. We're going to have to deal ourselves 4 just to cast it. So we don't have a ton of turns here. They're drawing a lot of cards. A Shusher would basically be lights out. Then we'd have to find a path to... What did I just say? I imagine that... Oh, wow, they're tapped out for it. They must be a really land-light deck. So this is our window. Ugh. This is not really a window because it doesn't let us... Ugh. Yeah, I can't really do anything here. Like, I can't spend 4 life to cantrip with this Manamorphose, because even if I hit the combo, I'm not going to be able to do it. I guess I can just pact here for... I can just pact here for the Devoted Druid and try to... and just try to do it now. Yeah, that's probably my best bet. I think if they untap, I'm dead. Like, I can't beat a path. I only get the 1 extra turn anyway, because they're going to attack me to 6. I'll have to go to 2. So in 2 turns, I won't be able to combo at all because of my lands. So I think it's best to just go for it now and hope. I'm probably going to fire off this second Summoner's Pact, if only to thin my deck. And I'm not sure what. I think I can find a Deadshot Minotaur, which might give me another card if I draw a land. So let's get Devoted Druid first. Pay 3 life. Use that. Yeah, let's just get the Deadshot Minotaur now. So that means a land is a redraw. Because I already have the Ballista. So we have 1 draw to a 4-outer with several redraws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like redraw. Oh, and then the 4 street rates because we're at 6, so 12 redraws. So we're essentially at a, and I guess Deadshot Minotaur or Street Wraith could find a land to redraw again, but we'll discount that possibility. So we have 12 redraws. That brings us to 34 cards. 4 out of 34. 2 out of 17. A little bit better than 1 in 8 or 1 in 9. About 12%. Okay, let's do it. Add green. And add green. So I'm going to make green white with this. Is there any merit to making some other color? Like make red white and cycle Minotaur with red? No, because green white does the same thing there. So let's just make green white. The land is a redraw, so let's cycle. And oh my god, we did it! Whew. In the most improbable fashion, we have done it. I am excellent at Magic, and everything is right with the world. I don't know what they could possibly have in their hand, but make green. And I need 34 mana to kill them. This is going to be tedious. I could play the Ballista out and hope for a concession, but if they are vindictive at all, then I'll have to just tap and untap way more, and that'll just be so annoying. But wow, our opponent gave us the. I guess we would have had the window regardless because they couldn't play the Shusher. We just got lucky they didn't hit lands. They just had a land in the path. We were dead. I've got 10 minutes, plenty of time, but had to give myself the most possible looks at everything, thin my deck as much as possible, and got there on quite a string of cards. But that's one of those spots where you got lucky, but you feel like you sort of deserved to get lucky because you did everything you can to maximize your odds in a somewhat tricky spot. Like using both pacts to give myself the redraw to lands and hitting it. And realizing that being aggressive there is the right thing to do. That's 10. We're a third of the way there. It'd be easier if they just F6'd. Weird deck from my opponent. Had a lot of tricky things for us to deal with between Judge's Familiar, Mana Tithe, Path to Exile, and Vexing Shusher. But able to deal with it. This deck is very nice. Just very well built. All the numbers make lots of sense. Yeah, our opponent has seen the writing on the wall. It's very clear that if I'm making that amount of mana, they're dead. There's no reason for me to to do anything else. Although I wonder if you could get people. That would be awesome. If you just started making a ton of mana, like didn't really say anything. It would be wrong if you like went into chat and lied to your opponent about anything. But if you just sat there making a ton of mana, like you had it but didn't, and your opponent eventually just gets bored and is like, "Yeah, I'm probably dead," and concedes, you could probably steal games that way. That's a pretty I don't want to say aggressive tactic, but it's a lot of effort to put in for somewhat minimal reward. But because it's never going to work in a really high end spot. If there's a ton on the line, then your opponent's just going to make you. If they're that far into it, they're going to make you kill them. But I don't know. You could probably get a couple matches that way. That would be fun. But whew, that was a top deck. I'll have to save that one for the Daily Digest annals. That was a nice one. Cool deck. Hopefully you're all somewhat familiar with it. It's been around for a little bit. As I said, I digested it about a year ago, but definitely Adventurous Impulse, a big addition. Being able to find Hall or any of the combo pieces is really nice. So a really, really fine addition to the deck. And Matsugun's been working on it for so long. I'm sure that list is about as tuned as it's going to be. And hope you enjoyed watching that one, and you can come back and see me on Friday. Bye.